Lately I've been thinking about that question, why make games? Sometimes I feel like it's a waste of time. Not only making games, but also playing them. Are video games actually useful to people? Or are we just all wasting our lives in this medium? And to top it all off, making video games is very difficult. So are we going through all this trouble just to create a product that will waste somebody else's time? Nah, I don't think I believe that. That's just my imposter syndrome speaking. I don't even have to look back that far to realize how much video games have helped me. This year in particular, man, video games have really changed my life. Basically, I dropped everything to chase YouTube and game development. But I quickly entered a depression of sorts. I felt weak and powerless, and I felt like succeeding was impossible in both of these. And that's when I decided to play Demon's Souls for the first time. And that's my first Souls-like ever. And for the first time I felt like a game was bullying me. Just like YouTube and game development, beating Demon's Souls felt impossible. But I pushed through. I learned the game mechanics, I leveled up, and I beat it. And then I read somewhere that Sekiro was one of the hardest games of all time. And I decided to play it and beat it, just to prove to myself that I could. I never expected that game to have such a huge impact on me. While I was playing through it, I was constantly in this psychological battle with myself. And I basically taught myself to never give up. And I taught myself to believe in myself and to never hesitate. Because hesitation is defeat. This probably sounds dumb to you, but hasn't a game ever touched you like this? Changed you? Taught you something? And stuck with you? I am not kidding. I was devastated, rock bottom, depression, whatever you call it. And Sekiro brought me back, gave me confidence. It taught me to be more patient, to be calm, and to pay more attention. Video games are unique. They require you to take action, and no other medium can do that for you. Only video games. The only medium that can teach you things in practice. I believe I made up my mind about the value of video games. But what about game development? Obviously someone has to make video games if we want to have them in our lives, but is it really worth it for us to dedicate so much time into chasing the dream, right? The dream of making our own games. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it's worth it, man. What are you thinking? What are you worried about? Money? Time? Whether or not you're capable of learning? Come on, just make video games, man. For the love of God, make video games. Because I know that inside of you, you want to make games. For bigger reasons than money or fame or whatever. Maybe because you want to express yourself. Maybe because you want people to realize something, to feel something. Or maybe you just want the world to be a little more fun. Because you know that stories hold power. You know stories drive us forward. You know stories teach us how to be better humans. And you know that being a part of the story, an active part of the story like you are in video games, is way more impactful than a movie, for example. You know that you grow more attached to the environment, to the world that you're in. You know that you will always remember the sound effects of the games you played like 15 years ago. Because you will never forget those moments. You were there. You were not just watching it, you were there. And then maybe you just want your game to speak to someone like your favorite games spoke to you in a way that only you can ever understand. Maybe you want to restore some of the faith in us gamers that this industry is deserving of our love and our money and our time. Maybe you just want to create something awesome that the community will actually like. And this is just the motivation of making games in theory. That's before you even learn how to make games, how to program, how to 3D model or pixel art or whatever. But believe it or not, making games is actually a good hobby. It can actually be fun. You know, the actual process of making games, of programming and all that. But before we delve into this topic, I want to tell you about a really fun and unique way to learn game development concepts like programming and math. I am talking, of course, about Brilliant, as they so kindly sponsored today's video. Brilliant is a platform of intuitive courses. The courses are tailored to your skill level and needs. You can easily fit the courses in your routine. I don't have to tell you the computer science course is super useful for game developers because it teaches you programming in a very fun way. But also the math course is surprisingly helpful, and they keep adding more lessons every month. So don't forget to check out Brilliant, and by the way, by using my URL you can get 30 days for free, and the first 200 of you will get 20% off an annual plan. So visit my URL, which is brilliant.org/ready. Thanks again, Brilliant, for helping the channel stay alive. Yeah, so as I was saying, actually developing games can be fun too. I can even say that making a game feels a lot like playing a game, in the sense that you're building something, maybe like a survival game like Minecraft. You are building these systems and your life gets progressively easier as you go, and sometimes even more fun as you go. And I mean, speaking on my behalf, programming feels like a puzzle. It's super fun. It's my thing. And even if I'm not super artsy, having your visions come to life visually is just so satisfying, man. You're creating something that came out of your head and now it's on your screen. It's awesome. I mean, the point of this video, like many of my videos, is go make games, please. This was more like a philosophical video, me just rambling a little bit, but I feel like I said things that had to be said, you know? For me, the year is almost over and I feel like I have accomplished so much, but there's still so much more that I want to bring to this channel and do for you guys. And I'm glad that you're sticking around till the end of the video just to hear me say stupid things. I know the past few videos weren't the highest quality, and I know this one is no different, but my life is kinda crazy right now. But don't worry, 2024 is the year, guys. It's the year that I actually make some games on this channel, that actually show you some of my work, and that we actually reach for the moon, you know what I mean? I'm even considering making some tutorials in a very unique way. Anyway guys, this is the last video of the year. Merry Christmas, and yeah, see you in 2024.